The unique greatness in our midst. Tom Verducci, the master wordsmith. Take this in for a second. Have you ever seen a season notes board like this for an ace of a staff? Because I haven't. Mike Lowell, you're a World Series MVP. You went off against Colorado, 6 for 15, 4 RBI in a 4-game set. You know about big games. And Ron said it perfectly. To have this kind of game with everybody watching, all eyeballs on you, we will all remember where we were when we watched that game, gentlemen.
At the hotel. I loved it. It was great. So, yeah, Lauren, I got 6 hits, and I thought I was on fire in the World Series. That was 4 games. Ohtani did it last night. So he's amazing. We're going to check out a graphic here of kind of special, momentous 5 or 6 hit games. Check this out. Derek Jeter's, I remember, it was off David Price.
That's right.
5 for 5 game. I mean, Yankee fans love that. Craig Biggio, interesting, needed 3 hits. And I know he wanted to do it at home in Houston. He goes 5 for 5 for his 3,000th hit. And Paul Molitor, like you said, Ronnie, what did he have?
Slump-proof swing.
There you go. One of 2 guys ever to have his 3,000th hit be a triple. Him and Ichiro, pretty cool stuff. So as we look at Ohtani's day, we're gonna go through all 6 at-bats, and it's just what's so impressive to me is, first of all, the different kinds of pitches, what he does with it. Okay, first off, you can't go center cut with 95. We're going to start you off with a double. Then we're going to steal the base. A little shady tag there, but that's okay. He's safe. So he's got 50 out of the way. Yep. All right, we got it. Now the steals are done. At this point, he has no home runs. He's 3 for 3 with a great day and double. Actually, this is the 3rd hit. How about if he would have been safe here?
The cycle.
A hit for the cycle with 6 base hits. Okay, home run number 1. Oh. This one turns into 49, little slider, cutter, down and in, mistake to Mr. Ohtani. And then this is, here we go, Dave Roberts. Oh, he's checking him out. Oh, they're not going to walk him, are they?
Yeah, he's just seeing if he's going to pitch to him or not.
Yeah, stays there, looks, hey, they're not walking him. They're not walking him. You know why, Dave, they're not walking him? It's 12-3, they're getting killed. Backdoor cutter, slider, 89. He's able to stay on this and just absolutely crush it. So now we did it. 50-50, hey, this is the greatest day in the world, we love it. Standing ovation from the visiting crowd. You know what? Not a lot of excitement for Marlins fans, but they got a show today. And then just to cap it off, I know it's against a position player, but we're gonna get into this. Okay, so let's pause for a second. There's one thing that I hear from left-handed hitters throughout my whole career was that when they lefties on the mound, they didn't want to fly open. They wanted to stay closed, right? Look at how unique Ohtani is. Now, different ballparks have different camera angles. This is not one of them. We're in Miami. This is the same camera angle. Check this out. On a righty, he's closed. Ohtani's closed. On a lefty, he is noticeably more open.
So you're telling me the opposite of what
he does
most
the opposite.
people say.
Now, part of that is we're going to get into his swing. Most people, when you say the swing, right? The swing, I'll do it right-handed just because you're in front. We load. From load to contact point, there is a linear direction. And then on contact point after, there's rotation. Ohtani doesn't seem like he does that. It's a lot of rotation. And the fact that he can do it is because he's so strong and powerful. So maybe this is just, I want to see the ball, get there, and maybe being a little bit open, he can let it travel a hair more than the next guy and still be able to do damage. And when he does damage, it's all over the park. Marlins Park is not your most hitter-friendly park. He made it look like he made it look like Williamsport, to be honest with you. So this is the setup. Watch the stride. Watch the stride. Go ahead, run the tape. The next freeze frame here. I hope. All right, here we go. Okay, this is load position. This is optimal load position. One thing Ohtani does is he's in this position and then he coils that front leg, his right leg, to put into that powerful spot so that he uncoils it and generates all this rotational power.
Right knee and right hip, both of them coils.
But look at the difference. I mean, you can look at his back foot, his toe. This is almost in line because of the angle, maybe a little bit more or less. This is noticeable. He's a little bit more open. So I don't know if that's something you teach, but it's something he does, and it works for him. Okay, continue. So noticeable difference on his approach between a left-handed pitcher and a right-handed pitcher. So on number 50, I mean, it's incredible. Okay, side angle. This is what I want you to see. We can run this. when he gets into his optimal load position, stop. Take me back one click if you can. All right, 2 things. For all you new coaches, hey, elbow up is something of the past. Yeah, the greatest athlete we've seen, that elbow never goes down. So elbow up, perfectly fine. Now this is what I want everyone to take a look at. Look at the gentleman here. Lightish grayish hair with the pink top, right? Ohtani's face is basically a hair in line with that gentleman, okay? So now run it. This is gonna be in slow-mo so we can take a look. That's where load position is. Let's pause it at contact. Keep going. Back 1, right there. Look at where his head is at contact point. It's in the exact same spot.
Hasn't moved.
You know, and to be able to generate, by the way, this is a cutter away that he hits to left field back in that contact position is basically the only way you could do it. But most guys, even home run hitters, can't generate that type of power on a load and a head movement. You know, we'll see later, we'll compare it to 2 other big sluggers. So this is something that's just, he's a unicorn. He's a unicorn in the way he plays and a unicorn in his approach. Go ahead, Ronnie.
To me, it just looked like he picked it out of the catcher's glove. Lots of guys can do that for a base hit. He picked it out of the catcher's glove and hit it
for a home run.
feet.
So my question to you, when you had a guy who had such a simple approach, I mean, it's a coil and a replacement. It really almost never even leaves the ground compared to a real high leg kick guy. Did you feel like the guys with the high leg kick had more holes in their swing?
100%, and you could mess with that kind of their timing. Their timing was so important to them. When you saw someone like this from the bench, because we didn't have as much videotape as you guys have, when you saw someone like this from the bench, you'd go, God, he doesn't have a lot of holes.
Quick pitch?
He didn't have a lot of holes.
You know, be a little quicker?
With the guys with the high leg kick, you would try to mess with their timing. These guys, there's no messing around.
Yeah, I mean, and usually you think of that with your leadoff guys, you know, back in my day, the Juan Pierres, not the power hitting guys that are hitting 50 home runs. All right, continue. So, I mean, just historic, the way he did it. You saw 95 in his first home run. This is a great example. All right, 500 plus home runs, if I'm not mistaken. Tommy, 600-ish, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, look at what David Ortiz does. Go ahead, we're gonna run them all simultaneous just so you could see. 3 left-handed power hitters. I mean, let's take it back and see David swing. This is actually his toned-down version at the top of, I mean, look at the difference. Look at the difference in separation on guys that are elite power hitters and what Ohtani does. I think every guy I feel needs to create some type of momentum forward to then be able to transition into that rotation. I've never seen anything like it. And when he pitches next year, I think the stolen bases are gonna go down a little bit because it just can't be a free-for-all. So this was icing on the cake. Yeah, it's a position player and everything. He hits the ball where no one wants to sit.
You've been there. I've been there. I've never seen anything near there.
This is an absolute bomb. I mean,
that almost hit the Lone Depot sign.
And with all due respect to Ted Williams at Fenway, with that seat, if Ted Williams at 175 pounds hits the ball further than Ohtani, it's so hard for me to swallow that. So, all right, MLB history. Sean Green, I remember that day looking at the highlights. That's incredible. Yeah. But total bases, 17. I mean, oh God, it's ridiculous. And this note at the bottom that we saw, the only guy to have stolen bases.
That's right.
On the day where he was so incredible. All right, 6+ hits, 10+ RBIs. We got to give some love to our guy Walker Cooper and Jim Bottomley, right, Roflo? Yeah. Those are back in the day. They're great.
It's ready for a good time.
A little red man, and we're ready to rock. Red man and some Marlboros after the game, and we're ready. But yeah, Ronnie, I just, you know, this, like you said, this was the chance for the rest of the league.
That's right.
Maybe to catch up to him because he's not pitching, which makes him a unicorn. And then he does something that no one's ever done in the history of the game.
I think you pointed out something that really made sense to me, and that is he has a rotational acceleration that no one can match.